I'd like as president to call our board of directors to chart new directions into the future. I think we need to plan strategically, reassess our mission and operations, expand our programming efforts, look at our fiscal health. We depend fully on generous contributions of individuals like you, our affiliate members, as well as our member organizations. So I invite you to join, if you're not already a member of our affiliate groups. Okay, and then just before we start with our recognition of the inductees, I'd like to do a special recognition of our 22 member organizations, their representatives who serve on the board of directors and our board of governors. I realize this might be a little bit awkward, but we're only going to do this once every decade or three. We haven't done it yet in 30 years, and I don't think any of us are going to be around to do it for our 50th anniversary, so I'd like to do it today, so bear with me. Is that okay? I'd like to call up to the stage, and either you can walk up here or make 2 tiers. I want to quickly highlight that these stairs, sometimes the stepping is a little bit awkward, and you may want to walk up, and I tell this to also the speakers, walk up on the side where the red carpet is, and I think things will be safer. But if I can get the board of directors and the board of governors and or their representatives, as well as some guests from those member organizations, to come up and either stand just in front of the stage or on the first level. We'll quickly go through this recognition. Their names are also on the insert within the program. So why don't I just have everybody up rather than calling them. So can I have all of you 20-some people come up that I've tapped earlier through emails as well as in the reception hall. So as they're coming up here, again, those of you that have a program in front of you, if you look at the very back of the program, that lists our 22 member organizations. Most of them have been with us for the 30 years of our existence. And as I mentioned earlier, each of them selects a representative to serve on our board of directors. So we should have, if everyone is here, we have 22 board of directors. And then we also have 5 board of governors. I'm going to read off the names and make a comment about a few that were not able to join us today. Can you hear me just as well from here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Makes more sense to be down here for this piece. Gee, you still like climbing mountains. That's great. I'm sure some of these feel a little bit like students that have been brought to the front of class, and perhaps a little uncomfortable, but most of us, I think, shy away from the limelight, and sometimes we're called to step forward. So thank you all for coming to join us today. I personally have enjoyed meeting all of you at Board of Directors meetings over the previous years. We should also acknowledge that some of those people that have been around our table for so many years have passed on into the happy hunting ground, and we should just be thankful that we're still here, right? So I'm going to just run down through the list as they're listed on your insert. I'll put myself at the beginning. I'm Joe Passano. I represent the Wisconsin Association for Environmental Education, and as I indicated, it's been my privilege to be the current president. I want to acknowledge quickly 2 previous presidents, and we're going to come back to them in a few minutes, but Gene Rourke is here on the end, mountain climber. I think he is a member of the 30-year group, am I right? You start with the organization on the board of directors?
Not in the very first year.
No? Well, where were you? He was busy doing other things.
But anyway, he comes as close to any, I think, as the 30-year membership. In that area, we also have Earl Spangenberg. Gene represents the Dane County Conservation League. Earl Spangenberg, right here, represents the American Water Resources Association. And Earl has also served as the president for many years and currently is our executive secretary. Brenda Lackey, right here, is our current treasurer, and she represents the College of Natural Resources, UW Stevens Point. Milo Harpstead. Milo, can you raise your hand? Milo is on our executive committee at large and represents the Soil and Water Conservation Society, the Wisconsin chapter. Mark Randall. I had to twist his arm to come away from fishing and birding and I think turkey hunting, but that's okay. He represents the Wildlife Society and also serves on our committee, executive committee. Donna Van Buchen, raise your hand down there, represents the Wild Ones Natural Landscapers Organization and also serves on our executive board and has helped immensely over the years with our newsletters, including this one, as well as our website and many other things. Thank you, Donna. Jan Scalponi. Is Jan here today?
Oh, Scalpone, yes.
Scalpone, sorry for the mispronunciation. Represents our Citizen Natural Resource Association, and perhaps her colleague or another colleagues are up here from that member organization. Other directors include Jerry Ernst. And Jerry represents the Isaac Walton League, Wisconsin Division, and the Wisconsin Division President George Guynot also join us. Mike Wolmer from the Ice Age Trail could not be here. They have another event up north, so he sends his regards. Don Gilbert, the Muskie Club Alliance. I'm not sure if Don was able to make it. He's probably fishing. No, that's a good choice for someone who represents the Muskie Club. Pete Oberhauser, Pete here, the tall gentleman. It represents the Nature Conservancy Wisconsin chapter. Rich Wenzel from the Sierra Club was not able to come, but he took the effort to find a replacement. Will Stahl. Is Will Stahl here? Raise your hand. Thank you, Will, for coming in the last minute. Bob Jaraka, a fellow birder from the Audubon Society, represents the Wisconsin Audubon Society. Don Gores, I'm sure is not here, but I left his name on this list. Don represents the Wisconsin Bow Hunters Association. Has been here almost from the beginning. I remember meeting him 27 years ago. He's at an age now where he's unable to travel, but I want to at least verbally acknowledge him and their organization. Marcel Wheelock is actually a new member representing the Wisconsin Conservation Congress, and I twisted his arm to come as well, so thank you for following through. Roy Kubishak represents the Wisconsin Conservation Wardens Association. Tom, he wasn't able to come. Tom Rudolph. Tom Rudolph represents the Wisconsin Land and Water Conservation Association. Tom Munich represents the Wisconsin Outdoor Communications Association. He was not able to come. And Dave Verhaag, also unable to come, represents the Wisconsin Wildlife Federation. And James Rivers should be here. James down there at the end, thank you for coming. Wisconsin Woodland Owners Association. We have 5 Board of Governors. George Myers, who has worn many hats over the years, is currently executive director for the Wisconsin Wildlife Federation. Saw him a couple of weeks ago. He wanted to be here, but I got an email yesterday saying they had health problems in the family and he could not be here. Bob Ellingson is here. Has served on our Board of Governors for many years. A retired person from the DNR and have known him for many, many years. And Alan Haney next to him, former Dean of the College of Natural Resources and previously on the board with the Audubon Society. Tim Isley can't be here. I suspect he's fishing with the governor, but I think we can maybe respect that. Is that okay? And Paul Wozniak, I think, was not able to make it. So a round of applause for all of these people. Could I get you to hold this for a minute? Please stay here just for a minute. We have two special certificates. As I mentioned earlier, two individuals I think deserve a special recognition. First, I'd like to recognize Earl Spangenberg with the Certificate of Appreciation for 30 years of exceptional service as President and Executive Secretary. On behalf of the Wisconsin Conservation Hall of Fame, my honor to present that to you, Earl.
Thank you.
And the next one to Gene Rourke. It says, for 30 years of exceptional service as president and as member of the board from the Wisconsin Conservation Hall of Fame. If you'd like me to strike 30, I can do that, but I think just take credit for it, okay? And he was working way before he came to join us. With that, I'd like the group to take their seat and we'll get into the induction ceremony. Thank you.